what, according to you, will be the impact of demonetization on Indian startups?
I think demonetization, I'm talking specifically from the startup perspective, not from the janta or people out there. From a startup perspective, I think this is the biggest opportunity that could have been thrown. So imagine we have billion plus people, and we are being pulled, screaming, kicking, complaining into doing things in a digital way, which we were not very used to doing that. So if demonetization had not happened, the whole it would have been a more gradual change, and it would have taken years. But overnight, and within like 30 days, people were forced to move from cash to digital. And I think what we see every day is those lines in the ATM and the cash scarcity and stuff like that. But what I see is in the back end, and especially I would like to see it from a SME perspective. Like India's whole industrial backbone is the SME segment. We have 50 million plus SME segment. Now all these small businesses, lot of them were using cash, and they were not doing the digital way, and they are now being forced to do that. So a lot of their employees who were earlier being paid in cash are now being paid through the banks. The bank accounts are getting opened and all that, which means that these companies are now open to doing things online and doing things in a digital way, which has a huge impact in the way they run their businesses. So imagine that what are the opportunities for CRM systems targeted towards the small, this 5 people, 10 people company, or ERP systems, or systems to manage their cash flows, or systems to manage their accounts. Like a lot of these guys would be managing their accounts in the books. Now they have to do it online and things like that. So I think this is a huge opportunity that is being thrown up from a startup perspective.
So, do you think that because of demonetization, the pace of growth for startups has slowed down a bit?
See, I would rather, yes, the pace of investments has kind of slowed down, but I would rather putting the blame on demonetization. I think it was this whole change that we saw where startups were getting funded more at idea stage without having executed the plans, to a stage where investors are now demanding startups that, your idea may be great, but show me some traction, show me some revenue, show me that the business model actually works, and then I will put in money. So the investment is there. There's a lot of money there. What actually demonetization is doing in the whole this thing is that the whole world is now watching India, and they're saying that, hey, here's an economy made of a billion plus people which is moving towards a digital world, and that's a huge opportunity. So there are a lot of investors, funds who are entering India, who are looking at entering India and investing there, and the best ways for them to is invest in startups. So I think the kind of money and opportunities that will be available for startups is only going to grow up rather than go down. But yes, this is from a startup perspective. I'm sure on the economy or other places there may be negative impacts, but from a startup perspective, I think is the best thing.
So, don't you think that the demonetization has worked as a freebie for startups who were playing on a digital ground?
And more than a freebie, let's talk about Paytm, everybody's favorite punching bag nowadays. They were growing like this, and then suddenly one night say, oh, no cash, you have to do, and it has gone up.
And what about
You
when
know, so I
Snapdeal
think this
said that we
is
will deliver cash at your doorstep?
exactly Grofers, Snapdeal. They started doing that. So I think this is, startups. Paytm was ready, Grofers was ready, Freecharge was ready for that. I think they got the biggest benefit. But going forward, I think this is the biggest fillip that any startup which is anywhere remotely connected to the fintech environment could have asked for. So it's a big boost, I think.